Been trying to reach you.
Hello.
Hey, I forgot to hit something as
Okay.
usual. It's my fault, not yours, Toby.
Great start. Yeah, usually it's not. You just blame me.
I know.
I'm a scapegoat.
Wow.
That's what I'm here for.
Was there something that happened on Thursday of last week?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Did it
Thanksgiving?
involve turfucking?
No, I had salmon instead.
You had salmon.
nice.
What about you, Toby?
Nice.
Did you eat fake meat?
I did eat some fake meat. It was delicious.
So explain to the people what fake meat you.
Oh, this was called a holiday loaf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did it look like a turkey?
No,
molded
it's
into
just
the shape of
kind of no, it's just kind of a block.
Okay, like a ham almost.
Yeah, let's say that. It's closer to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you just
It's a
slice
ham?
it.
A loaf of bread.
A loaf of bread, and you slice
Okay.
it. Nobody seems to like it, but I really
Spam?
like it.
Is it like Spam?
I mean, it's got different consistency than Spam, but it's not.
But is
that
it in
far
like
off.
a weird container?
No, I think it's like in a box that you keep in the freezer. I don't know.
All right.
I like it.
I'm not hating on it. I just am not ever.
No, but a lot of
try
people
it.
don't, even vegetarians.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So
I
you
don't
had
know, but I like
salmon.
I did. I mean, teriyaki.
I would eat
pineapple salmon. Yeah, it was good.
We
Oh,
went
that
to
sounds
like
great.
a buffet, like a Sim steakhouse, like a steakhouse, and they had a buffet. So I didn't actually eat any meat.
Oh, okay. At a
That's
steakhouse.
just weird. Yeah, thank you, Jim.
What? No meat?
Yeah,
For
it's
me,
weird.
or just for me?
For you, yeah.
Well, yeah, and also you were at a steakhouse.
Yeah, I wasn't ordering steak. They had like prime rib though, and I just didn't feel like it. Just wasn't feeling it.
All right, that happens.
I had veggies.
Okay, good for you. Good for you, buddy. You could have. I should have sent you some holiday loaf.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Jim,
Yeah, it's my job, right?
it's your job time.
All right. Hello, everyone. And if you've never been here before, welcome to Been Trying to Meet You, where we meet different people week to week. And
Oh, is that what
if
we
you
do?
could, yeah,
Oh,
that's what we do.
Duh.
And if you
We have
would
a
like
thing.
to, we would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. You can watch us here on YouTube or on Instagram. I think we're on TikTok tonight
Facebook.
and Facebook.
What?
And yeah,
I don't know.
we're all
We're
over
all
the
over.
place. So yeah, please join us every week. And if you want to be a guest, you can sign up to be a guest through the link in our Instagram.
Or
Linktree.
it's been trying to sign up.com.
Oh, been trying to sign up.com. We should put that on this little banner thing.
It is.
It's like they're right there, Jim.
Oh, right there. You're right. I was not
Nice.
reading.
All right.
Jim,
I thought the like and subscribe one was still up, and now I see.
Oh, you gotta pay
that's the one
attention.
I was not paying attention. So,
all right. It's all right.
All right. Cool.
So we have a guest.
We do.
Toby,
All right. Yeah,
take it away.
yeah. I feel like this is somebody I should know something about, but I don't. For starters.
Well, you provided information prior to today.
Was I?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I was. I'm gonna guess you've known this guy for 15, 20 years.
No.
2000.
13, 14 possibly.
12?
We're not
Uh-huh.
at 15 yet.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Uh-huh. Jim's doing some real math.
trying. Now the numbers are out in front of me right now. I'm not
Okay.
sure. What's time?
And I'll just guess if you've known him, I don't know, he does something creative-ish, at the very least.
That works.
That
And I think his
what's
name,
his name?
was it Dom?
All right, Jim, you want to fill in some
Yeah.
blanks? Anything?
Yeah, so we have Domonic Smith joining us.
That's a good name.
And he's a very talented filmmaker and editor, and just does some really great projects.
And
I'm
he's just an
really-
awesome dude.
He's just a really good guy. So
I think that's really it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that Toby is like the worst person in the world.
No,
Just in
that was
general-
the greatest
in general.
intro I've ever had. That was the greatest intro I've ever had.
Dom, what? You're a filmmaker?
Yeah. So mostly as of late, it's just been like commercial directing.
Okay.
Now getting back into editing, but that was like when I left film school, that was my goal. I was like, I want to direct, but I also want to direct stuff that I don't have to pay for. So commercials just made the most.
Yep. And how do you know these two guys?
Man, they were my teachers. They were my professors.
What?
Yeah.
way back at a school that
And now, man, yeah, you guys are right. Like, Jim, I've probably known you now for 15 years.
See?
Yeah,
Telling you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Magic number.
That's insane to think. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, it all flies by. All the cliches on how fast time goes, like, don't do
Yeah.
it justice. It's fast.
They're real.
Getting
Never
old is
makes sense when
stupid.
you're younger.
No, you can't appreciate it.
Just sounds like a bunch of words. It's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever, old man. And then all of a sudden you're the old man.
On my 40th
brutal
birthday, I
truth.
say this a lot, but on my 40th birthday, on that day, I actually, not on purpose, but actually told some kids to get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Open the door, yell.
A rite
at
of
them 'cause
passage.
They're messing with the sprinkler. Like,
Get out my lawn.
I was like, oh man, I'm just old.
Yeah.
Look down, you got New Balances on now.
A little bit of grass stain, never hurt nobody.
So Dominic, where are you? Where you at? Where you located?
I'm down in Florida, down near
Okay.
Tampa.
Okay.
yeah.
And what kind of
Representing-
commercials? I want to know what kind of commercials.
Man, a wide array. Like T-Mobile, Little Caesars,
Pizza.
yeah, a few different like bank commercials.
Okay.
I did a lot of sports stuff, which is funny. You would think I'm like super duper into sports, and I'm not. A lot of times I would get these opportunities with baseball players who have no fucking clue who they are. And my homeboy is just like cheese in his boxers, like fucking Justin Verlander. I'm like, bro, I have no clue who this dude is.
That's awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
It just keeps you you're not distracted. You just do your job.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, sometimes you can't help but to let it get into your head because everybody around you,
Yeah,
knows
of
who these
course.
people are, and they are acting accordingly. And
Right.
I'm just like, kind of like, how do I be? What do I do with my hands? Like,
That's awesome.
Have you been in any situations where you're working with someone and you've got like starstruck at all?
yeah. When I did the Taraji P. Henson commercial, I was. So the tough thing is like when you get to do this stuff, it's not like there's rehearsals. Like you don't get to like do any rehearsals. You show up.
Ain't no
on the
time.
day.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, like because that's all the money they have for, especially with like a big star like that. It's like no, they're gonna show up. We got them for 3 hours, and you need to fit everything in 3 hours. So usually the most nerve-wracking part is that part, and like for her, it was. I'm trying to deal with being starstruck with her, also knowing I only got 3 hours, and technically the clients want to meet her for like 30 minutes because they're paying out the wazoo to have her there. So I only got 2.5 hours to shoot a commercial with this woman. Yeah, it was the only time I was like really starstruck. Outside of that, I just do my job.
Yeah.
What about Tiger King? Oh, you weren't directing, but you
No.
were starstruck, right?
No, I was a media manager on that where like you just footage is get it like whenever
Just
they're filming.
ingesting everything.
Yeah, just ingesting footage, just downloading stuff. And when I was hired, I was just a day player for 2 days. And I remember it was the most secretive thing. They like had me in a decoy hotel. And I remember the production manager is like, yo, so like if the cops show up, like you don't know anything about the production, you need to hide these hard drives because like there's still an active investigation going on and they heard about this production. And at the time, I didn't even know the name of the show because they gave us a fake name. I don't remember what the name was, but it wasn't Tiger King. So like I didn't even know what this production was until it like took off and people were like, yo, I just saw your name in the credits of this like crazy cat show. And I went to see it and I'm like, shit, that was the crazy people from like the decoy hotel.
Did you have to watch out for Carol Baskin? Was she like?
Yeah. They were concerned that because when they were filming her, she didn't know how they were going to cut it together. Like they just knew they were being a part of a documentary. It was the filmmakers who like had their agenda set up, and so this was towards the end of filming. And some of the people on Carol Baskin's side were kind of like getting insights on like how the documentary was going. And so they weren't being as friendly. And so now they're worried about people from her team showing up as well as the cops showing up. So like, confiscate footage.
Did you get to archive the footage with that guy on the jet ski?
I didn't know.
Man. He looks so happy.
So
oddly enough, I did work. They did a like a reboot, not a reboot, like a spinoff, but it was on A&E. Totally different production company, but I got to work on that one too. And they were like out here by the lake, like they hired like an investigator to come like recheck the lake for like body parts of Carol Baskin's husband. And I remember kind of like sitting there working media manager, and I look at my homie and you guys know Kelly Archuleta, you know Kelly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was working it too. And I remember looking at him and I was like, man, it would really suck if like she didn't kill her husband. Like they made a whole show about it. Like the world is like, fuck Carol Baskin. Like
I know.
I mean, she did it though, right?
I mean, Joe Exotic.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They didn't really come to any conclusions. That show, the second show, was a total waste of time. Like it was just for a bunch of people to get paid.
And I hope you got paid.
Oh yeah, I would.
Yeah, so straight up
for free. But yeah, that was a weird one.
And that dropped right at the beginning of COVID.
It did, right at the beginning of the dark.
Yeah. Period. What's weird is like,
so you already knew shit was going south, and you could have warned us. You could have been like, bro, there's this TV show coming out, and it don't sit right, but it's gonna make what's going on in the world seem, it's like brainwashing. You were part of the brainwashing where everybody's like, oh yeah, this is only going to be 2 weeks. We only got 2 weeks to live in COVID. Yeah. That was when Tiger King was at its peak, right? Like it was like that first week of lockdown for us.
We were like, oh, this ain't gonna be too bad. We got Tiger King, we got stuff to watch. Like cool.
People are doing concerts on on YouTube for free at their house. This is great.
Damn, that was a crazy time.
I don't feel, and I remember everybody's like, oh, it's going to be the new normal. That was a big thing when I was like so sick of hearing that. But there's not any normal. Like normal hasn't returned at all anywhere. Yeah. It just keeps doing stupid shit, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
The world
it's hard, man.
Something's happening. Snowball effect.
I don't think it was ever normal. We just thought it was.
Okay. All right. Well.
And then we woke up. You took the blue pill.
I took the blue pill.
Red pill? Is that? I don't know. Which one?
You know what? Let's take both. Let's take both.
Take them. See what happens. The more, the merrier.
No one's ever got in trouble for taking both pills, right?
That's true. That's true.
That you don't watch like after school specials about that, do you? Did you guys watch like after school specials? Dom, how old are you?
37.
37. Okay. So did you have after school specials?
Yeah.
Anything that traumatizes you to this day?
I love that they changed the slogan for Smokey the Bear, where actually, yeah, I hate that they changed the slogan for Smokey the Bear because it used to be only you can prevent forest fires. Right. And I was like, bet that makes sense to me because like I shouldn't be out here like if I'm playing with fire, I should put it out. And then it became only you can prevent wildfires. And I remember being like 14 and I'm like, how? Isn't that just like a rent? So like that traumatized me when I was a teenager. It was my responsibility to prevent wildfires.
Was the word wild the trigger? Like, was that?
Because like a forest fire, it was always presented as if like you created it, you can get rid of it. But a wildfire just like naturally happens to me. So it's like, how am
it's like lightning or
responsible for this?
You're like, what? How am I responsible for this high winds and dry season?
I thought adults were just responsible for that shit when I was 14. I'm like, if it pops off, if you're over 18, you got to take care of it.
Yep. It's all on you. It's all on you.
It's your job. Jim dressed as Smokey the Bear.
Yeah,
You did?
Oh, you were in Florida.
When I was at AI, I dressed up as Smokey one day.
Shit, you were a part of the problem.
You just shirtless?
I'm glad you weren't there that day. You would have been like crying. We would have had to get like one of those little, what do they have now? The cry rooms or where you're just allowed to go and cry? Colleges have those now.
Yeah.
Oh. You would have.
No, PSA Dare, like Dare's PSA really like destroyed me as a kid. If there was like anything that like deep rooted horribly, it was probably Dare. And there was so much positiveness with it, but like the way I viewed marijuana was like crack. I mean, literally. I viewed weed like crack. If I knew anybody who was smoking weed, I'm like, you just throwing your life away, and you're so comfortable with it. You're just seriously. I would be lecturing adults.
Dom, at your school, did they bring in the case of drugs where it's got like the PCP stickers with Mickey Mouse and
that's LSD?
LSD.
Not be crossing the drugs.
Sorry, but there were like stickers that were supposed to be acid with like cartoon characters and stuff. And
blotter paper.
They had them in these like giant. They'd bring this like big folding case and put it in front of you, and all the drugs were in there.
It's like a fucking science fair with all the drugs.
Yeah, they were.
Never saw that.
Why? Just to show you, so you knew what they were.
You knew what to look for.
Yeah,
you knew because if you weren't getting that when you bought it, you were getting some stepped on shit. So they were just preparing you for the future.
Yeah.
Look, you guys took Dare as like a prevention thing. I thought it was like Wikipedia where it just informed you and you got to choose your own adventure based on this case. Like they're like, hey, marijuana does this. That sounds cool. But then they're like, PCP makes you peel your arm like an orange. And I'm like, that's not cool. I'm not doing that.
Right.
So
they gave you guys all shirts too, like when they came in, right?
No, I think you had to sign something.
Oh, we just got shirts. I don't remember. Well, I don't really remember signing anything.
I think you signed a commitment.
A
commitment not to do drugs.
Oh, okay. Well.
So good job.
I didn't have my lawyer. My lawyer wasn't available to review the documentation, so I didn't sign anything. I didn't get no T-shirt.
Yeah, I was in like 4th or 5th grade, so I don't really remember.
You got indoctrinated.
But I did get a shirt.
What?
Did they have cops come in?
Yeah, Officer Nate.
Yeah, there was a cop. Yeah.
I still remember his name.
He's still.
Mine was Officer Bugs. It was a black woman. Her name was Officer Bugs.
See, I remember this, but it didn't traumatize me at all. It interested me. I swear to God, I was just like, okay. But that was around the same time that I was like really getting into. Yeah, no, it really does. I was really getting into like music at the time, so I was like learning about bands and then like finding out because I was really into like Motley Crue and
You're like,
Skid
what are all the ones
Row.
those guys are on? How do
I
I
want
become a
whatever
rock star? Right.
those dudes are doing. So yeah, it did not hit for me. They should have done it much younger if they wanted to scare me.
Just like you're in kindergarten, they come in and just start yelling at you.
Yeah, that would if that's the goal. But look now, what's your thoughts on marijuana now, Dom?
Oh, completely the opposite. But like, so I'm 37. The first time I smoked weed, I was 30 years old.
Okay.
It took a failing marriage in order to even get me to that point. And I remember like properly experiencing being high for the first time. And I just remember thinking like, this is what everybody's been tripping about. Like this is the thing. This is the feeling that like people are like,
don't do it.
It was like a light bulb that went off, man.
Yeah.
They're tricking you.
Yeah. Especially to like live so long with like
It's a stigma.
very busy. Well, not like so for me. I've always had a very busy mind, and because I didn't really like partake in any substances, I never experienced my brain to be any other way than the way that it is. And then this was the first time my brain really slowed down, and I could just like hone in on one thing and not be distracted by 50 other things going on. And it was just a great feeling to just like really be focused.
You've got ADHD is what is happening, and you're using marijuana as a.
That's what Charlie
I'm
told
not
me.
a doctor. I'm totally making that up. So if it's real, cool. But if not, whatever.
Yeah,
I get it. But you live in a state now that just voted against that. What's up with that?
wait.
Like, I don't care about all the political stuff, but they just voted against recreational marijuana. What kind of crap is that?
Man, we all thought it was gonna go through. Like so many people were surprised, but there were enough people voting against it because if it went through, the people who wanted to grow it themselves would be regulated and wouldn't be allowed to grow as much. So like a lot of people end up voting against it specifically for that reason, which
For
sucks.
like the medical side of it.
Yep. So now we don't have rec weed.
Stupid Florida.
I hate that when they just like there's this piece it's snuck into the bill and it's like you can have all this, but like if this goes through, then yeah. So here's where we are.
Dom,
but yeah, they giving out those weed cards like candy.
The medical ones? The medical ones?
Oh yeah.
As I've disclosed before, it's because everyone in the world has something that can benefit from marijuana.
Yep.
They're not just giving them out like candy. It's just everybody's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
They just understand that everybody should have access to it. And yeah, I just need it to be federally legal. I just need them to just go ahead and like get us over that hump.
Very much so. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon, but here's the hoping. Dom, are you old enough to remember a little known restaurant called Chi-Chi's?
Chi-Chi's.
It's a Mexican restaurant, casual sit down.
This sounds familiar, but
fine establishment. In my hometown, we got the Red Lobster, and then we got the Olive Garden, and then we got the Chi-Chi's. Those are like the fancy places.
They had a commercial, right?
Oh yeah, where people were stealing the salsa. Like people would walk in with the like trench coats, and they would like have little pumps, and they would steal the salsa out of it. It's because they sell the salsa still in the stores. Anyway, they went out of business. They went bankrupt many years ago. They're coming back. I just wanted to announce it. I'm very excited.
They are?
Chi-Chi's is coming back, dude.
I've never had or heard of Chi-Chi's.
What? I didn't know that, Jim.
I've never heard of that. He sent a text the other day, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, he didn't even comment on it. Me and Russ were all excited, and Jim's just
pumped.
like, I thought Jim was asleep. I don't know.
I mean, I probably was when he sent it. But yeah, I don't have any connection to Chi-Chi's.
Well,
but
now
I'm excited
you'll know.
to try it.
I know. Well, it was delicious in the 80s, let me tell you.
It was.
Do you know Old Country Buffet? Anybody?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I was just talking about Old Country Buffet before, the other day. Now, let me throw it a little farther back. There used to be a place called Hungry Farmer.
Oh, I've heard of it.
No, I don't know that one either.
Okay. I don't know if that was just like a very regional thing.
I think that was just your uncle's house.
That
Am I
makes
right?
sense.
Yeah. Remember,
They
he
did
was
have
the
fried
farmer
catfish
that
a
was
lot.
hungry.
Yeah.
I'm
He was
telling you.
very hungry. He was very hungry. Yeah, Old Country Buffet, man.
Old
What's
country. Yes.
Man, that place is a staple. Didn't they just go bankrupt?
up? Yeah, I think
Probably
so.
did too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think
think
like
buffets
fallout
are-
from COVID. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
COVID really kind of killed the buffet scene.
Yeah. It killed Sweet Tomatoes, right?
Yeah, the salad bar place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Buffets.
well, actually, Dom, I have a really important question. Is Vallarta's still in business in Tampa?
Wait, what is that called?
Vallarta's?
Oh, the
The
Mexican restaurant.
buffet?
There was one that had a buffet. There's like 4 of them, but there was one that was a buffet.
Yeah.
A Mexican
Is
food
it around the
buffet?
corner from school?
It was on Dale Mabry.
Yeah.
Is it like a yellow building?
Yeah, and I had a wacky guy in front.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know. I have no clue.
Oh, okay.
And I've
Oh,
eaten
man.
there before. I actually remember a big old group of us eating there before.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I remember it being all right.
What do you put on the buffet for? Is it like enchiladas, tacos,
Yeah.
for all the
Everything
things?
you can think
all
of.
those things. Yeah.
Burritos?
Can
Can you make your own burrito, or do you?
Yeah,
get
they
it
have
made?
it all. They have pre-made. They have
can-
make your own. They have
What?
fajitas. They have enchiladas.
Cheese, meat, potato, salsa.
Yeah, it's true. Then you
tortillas.
can make all the things.
And then
Well,
and
good
desserts. They got desserts and chicken nuggets randomly.
Yeah,
I really
always.
do think they
The
have chicken
buffet,
nuggets
but-
and like French fries. Like,
yeah, you always have that.
and you're like, do I try the French fry? And you're like, nope, that one's been there since 11 a.m. and it is 4 p.m. and it tastes
2 days later.
disgusting. Yeah. Man, now I just want to think about food.
I know you. Food. Well, now that we're talking food, we can ask Dom like his favorite. What's favorite like fast food go tos or chains?
Oh yeah, chains.
If I'm in the mood for a burger, I want a real burger, but like I don't want a sit down burger. I'll mess up some Five Guys. I think Five Guys.
Five Guys.
I think they make some solid burgers,
Yeah.
and it's weird because like they ain't pretty. Like it's
Yeah.
the least pretty. Like don't
They
take
throw that
pictures of it. Just like give it to me in a foil ball, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna like scotch it in the car.
Yep.
and
You know
a
where-
paper bag full of fries.
Yeah,
I
You know
know.
where Five Guys comes from, right?
No.
DC area, right?
Yeah, it's the DC area.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
once
guess I
you
didn't know.
understand that it's from the DC area, and then you see that greasy ass nasty burger and wrapped in aluminum foil, you just understand. And you're like, I bet this is going to be delicious. And you know what? It fucking is. Toby doesn't eat meat, but like Shelly, my
Now-
wife didn't eat meat for like 3 years, but she loved that place as a vegetarian because their grilled cheese, you get all the
I've never
toppings.
gone there as a veggie. Really?
Oh, yeah, man, you can fuck that
Oh, I
up.
would love that.
Yeah, their grilled cheese is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I like In-N-Out.
Yeah.
'Cause I can get the grilled cheese. All right.
Where was that spot that we went to with Dom and all the students? Genghis Grill.
Yeah, that's gone now, right?
Speaking of buffets, that place is like a Mongolian buffet. Yeah, they're out of business.
Yeah.
And then they had another competitor just went out of business up here. Dom and I met in Las Vegas and had buffet food.
Yeah,
What?
that was the first time I ever had bone marrow.
The Cosmopolitan Hotel.
You had bone marrow in the.
Was it like, how is it served? You just
It's like
suck
a
it
little
out of the
shot
bone?
glass, wasn't it?
Nah, it was it was like on the bone.
Oh, that's right. Like, that's right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it was terrible. I mean, for me, it was a very memorable experience because I knew it was going to be my only one after I tasted it. I was
You're
like,
like,
oh,
oh, I'm done with that.
Let me try
Check
it.
that
All right,
off. I've
I'm
done
out.
it. Yeah.
Bucket list stuff. I don't know. Do
bone
you
marrow.
guys have a bucket list? I've been like thinking a lot about that lately. Do you guys have a bucket
Did
list?
you ask us that? Do we?
Kind of, yeah.
What? Oh, Dom does. Good for
Yeah.
you.
What's on yours?
Like there's a few of these like bodies of water here in Florida, and you can get like a Groupon where you can do like wakeboarding and stuff, and they'll have like a zip line that'll pull you so you can like practice different things off the ramp. I want to do that. Like I thoroughly want to do that before I physically can't anymore.
You better get on that, Dom.
No, yeah, and it's a bunch of stuff like that where like I start to feel my body feel different, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get on this before like I'm just not physically able anymore.
Do it.
I feel like there's like a big place like that, like towards Fort Myers or something. I remember seeing it off the side of the road.
I did it at Wet and Wild in the 90s in Orlando, but Wet and Wild got bought by Universal, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so
You did like a
and then
zip
they
line
used to do it
What'd you do?
like wakeboarding, like
Oh yeah. On that.
you stand there and then it pulls you, and then when you
Oh, yeah, okay.
are weak like I was, like you fall and you swim to the side.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Dom, do you just want to do it behind a boat?
No, man, I ain't ready for that. I got to think with water, like, you know, not to be a stereotype, but I'm a total stereotype when it comes to water. Like,
So
look,
Toby and I understand that joke, but you need to explain it for Jim because Jim doesn't understand.
So
no, I think I do.
okay, yeah.
No, I think I
Black
did.
people don't like, and I'm not speaking for all black people, but like, it's
What?
not a
You have
stereotype.
to speak for every one of them.
We can't swim, and I can't swim. But like, let me say it this way: I can survive. I can't.
Yeah, that's all you're doing. Anytime you're in the water, you're just surviving.
I'm like a five guys burger. Like, it's not gonna be pretty, but I'm gonna get the job done.
Well, that's what's really most important, Dom, is that you're not thinking like a stone.
Yeah, like I could even save somebody if I needed to, but again, it's not gonna be pretty. It's going to look like I'm drowning as well, but I promise you, I got this under control.
But I really gotta like you in order to save you. Is really what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
not just
caveat
saving
there.
any old stranger.
I'm gonna be more concerned about just how embarrassed I am, that like of how I look, like
This is so awkward.
because people are gonna try to help you, like they're gonna, and I'm like, no, like trust me, I'm good. Like I
This is how I do it. This is how I do it. Okay?
This
is
technique.
my style.
It's called a
Yeah,
technique.
It is called a technique.
It's a technique.
technique.
So that's a bucket list. I like that one's a good one because it's also
That one's very attainable.
doable.
Yeah.
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 It's not like
dude,
Oh,
let
yeah.
me know. I'll go with you anytime. We'll go.
Bro, bar low. Bar is low for
no,
me.
that's
for,
good.
like,
You gotta
the
have
things on
those.
my
You
bucket
gotta have
list.
the ones you can actually reach.
Yeah, it's all like real easy shit. It's just like, man, you got a Saturday?
Yeah, exactly.
You got a Saturday and $65? Let's do it.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, like Shelly, my wife wanted to like. She has like all these bucket list things.
Oh.
She like put together a bucket list like a third grade essay in English class. I don't know what's going on, but she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go skydiving, and she's like, yep, checking off the bucket list. I'm like, what bucket list? I don't have one. I need to put together one, but I don't know what would be on it.
I definitely
I know,
don't need to go skydiving. Like that's like a no for me.
Yeah, I'm not a heights person,
Over it.
so yeah. No. What about you, Toby? You got anything?
I don't. I need to, apparently. I feel like I don't know what.
Look,
I feel
you
like
never
if
just
I
like,
had-
you're never flipping through Instagram and you're just like seeing some dude jump off be like, man, I'd want to do that. Like, yeah, I'd want
No,
to try
I
that
don't-
out.
No.
No, I mean, like,
I don't
I
think
went to the
so.
Grand Canyon a couple months ago because I was like, well, I want to go see the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
and
I'd
it's
like to
gonna
go-
Be, It's going to be hard for me to do it, or it's not going to be as easy for me to do it when I live on the other side of the country. So let's just go. I wouldn't call that a bucket list item, but it was something
Maybe it is.
I wanted to do. I guess
I guess it's like any because at places like I really want to go to Japan. I guess.
Yeah, I would
before
say
I
if
die.
I had travel would probably be
travel.
where
Yeah,
would
I guess
put it.
that's the bucket list stuff for me. Travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I was told
yeah,
yesterday
Japan.
that I would be looked down upon because I have tattoos in Japan, and now I'm sad.
What just?
Yeah.
That's not true.
Bro, you're like 6'3". Nobody's looking down on
Yeah.
you.
Plus, there's a million other reasons to look down on you in general. So I
Okay.
don't know.
All
if the
right.
tattoos.
Ooh.
I think
All
I
right.
just now that's what's
No, I
worrying
was
me.
told that they're like gang propaganda, and like they see them like peeking out of your shirt even when you have them covered. That they like will not serve you in certain spots.
That's cool. You can just like storm out. Like
No, that's
Like-
when I pull out my gun and show
Look-
them that they made the right decision.
yeah, they're like, look, we knew it. We knew it.
Ninja
Packing.
stars and shit. Oh yeah. Because wait, no, that's China. You can just walk around and just buy ninja stars on every corner, right?
You definitely
I
can. I've
don't
been
know.
there, and
Yeah, you've been to China. You know,
yeah,
you can get some Jordans, some
yeah.
bootleg
You mean you can get
purses,
yes,
and some
yes.
China stars, and like some
Anything you
lo
want.
mein. All in a
Anything you
row.
want.
That's crazy.
Love it.
I love it. There.
Love China. Big China
Yeah.
fan.
Dominic, I was wondering if you could talk to us about your special relationship with Freddy Krueger.
Oh yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't rape him or anything, Toby. Jesus.
I don't know. I just what's the special relationship? Like what?
Oh man.
Maybe I should have worded that
Oh,
differently.
no, Toby was
No,
like
it's-
going in
it's
on some
special.
evil shit, like real evil shit.
No, I just want to know. I just want to know.
Oh man, it's like Diddy. Like
Yeah.
like no man, I just made a movie about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did a Nightmare on Elm Street like fan film trailer series back in 2017. Honestly, it was probably a very massive springboard for like my career, just because like amassed like probably like 90 million views and like amongst like like all of the different trailers. Oh bro, at one point I remember like during my separation, like we had to go to the hospital for whatever reason. She was like feeling sick, and I remember we're sitting there and the orderly is he sees my t-shirt, and it's a Freddy Krueger t-shirt, and he's like, "Hi, hey, did y'all see the new trailer for the movie that's coming out?" And both of us just kind of smile at each other, and she's like, "Yeah, he made that. It's not like ever releasing or anything." And that was the testament of like, I remember thinking
That's
like,
how you knew the relationship
I'm
was
gonna
over,
be
wasn't
the
it?
like I'm gonna be this. Like, bro, I thought I was gonna take over the world. Like you couldn't have convinced me anything otherwise. But then I learned social media fame and like what comes with that. And it was a hard lesson, man. Cause like I would have maybe 5,000 new comments a day. And because I'd never experienced anything like that, I'm reading every single one.
Oh,
And
you're not supposed to read the
maybe-
comments.
Nope. And like maybe like 10% of those comments were negative. That was enough to like, I mean, those were the only ones that mattered now.
Yep.
All
Yep. It's
Other
classic.
great comments don't matter anymore.
Yeah, if they say great things, you're like, they're idiots. They don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The bad stuff, you're like, oh man, I knew it.
And they're fucking creative. Like they're creative. Somebody was like, man, like let me guess, Tyler Perry's playing Freddy Krueger. Like
Damn.
it was like
I
it was
mean,
horrible.
Did you get
stuff.
Tyler Perry to play Freddy Krueger? That would be awesome.
I
that
wish
would be
I would
awesome.
have more money for the project. If that was
know.
the case. But no, man, it was that was probably the hardest part of that experience was like waking up every day to like thousands of comments, and I'm reading through them and just like being chewed down every day by all these faceless people and not being even comfortable enough to tell anybody around me the way that I'm feeling. I'm just like
Yeah.
dealing with it in my phone. And then I remember eventually I couldn't ignore the comments anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just like fucking be nice about it. And I would just tell them like, hey, I'm sorry you ain't like this. If you check out my YouTube channel, you might like something on there that, you know, is more like your cup of tea. And 9 times out of 10, the people would comment back and they're like, oh shit, I didn't know you were a real person. Like I was having a bad day or it's like something.
Oh, wow.
Literally like 9 times out of 10, that's what it became. And
that's amazing.
now I was like over all of those negative feelings I was experiencing towards it.
Damn.
Wow, are you turned into a positive?
Yeah, eventually, but man, it was like there was no media training, you know, like there was no like
I can't imagine that at all.
So imagine like a kid, a 16-year-old having to experience something like that.
Terrible.
Yeah, you are like the world is already warped as in like as an
hard.
I don't envy the way kids have to come up today in just this social media age, because like everything is a magnifying glass. Everything can ruin your life, like for the rest of your life.
But so you said
including this podcast. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how you agreed to do this. I'm sorry.
So sorry. We apologize.
So you said it was a springboard for your career. Did people recognize you, or did you get jobs based on that, or was that just like you were feeling good and then you just kept pushing, or how did that go? How did you kind of move into the next chapter?
I think it was a mix between that, but also like me just being able to prove that I could create something with like a commercial look to it, because that's the thing that I was really like missing in my bag. I was doing a lot of these 48-hour film competitions. I wasn't really doing anything where I'm like, hey, here's pre-production that we've been working on for months. Now we're going into production. Now we're in post-production. And we had like, it was the thing where they were only trailers and they were made in a specific way where you could tell this is the market I'm aiming for. So once I did that, it was easier to kind of promote myself commercially. Like these are like, it's like dark, but these are the images. This is the tone that I'm trying to create.
So
and honestly, I mean, like a lot of it goes to like Justin and like 160. That was like a very solid springboard after Nightmare to really get me on the commercial side. And then once I was doing commercials with them, it made it easier for me to just feel comfortable to submit myself to other companies. Because before that was the biggest thing, was just I lived in the whole word of mouth thing. Like it was easier for me to wait for the business instead of like really having to be actively out there begging people to let me create a vision for them.
So the process, since I haven't seen these, you're filming content. You're not like re-editing existing content.
Yeah. No. So it's all
Toby did his homework. Just know.
Yeah,
Toby
this is
did
what
his
I do.
homework.
This is what I do. I like to really know the guests before they come on, so that I don't caught off guard.
Yeah, no, it was insane. We shot these trailers for we shot 8 days straight. I remember we got hit with a hurricane like on the last day. I remember we were filming at a cemetery at one point for one day, and we convinced like the groundskeeper to let us film there. He got fucking drunk, and like halfway into the shoot, he's like cussing everybody out and like throwing like liquor bottles at us. And it was, man. It was,
that's
we probably had like 150 people worked at production. Nobody paid. Everybody donated their time. It was like the whole city of Tampa came out. Like that's just what it felt like.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
So that Dom, that was the first anything I had seen of. Oh, we got a nice comment.
We
That's
did
awesome.
Get a comment.
You know what? We'll just gonna highlight.
Goes right in line with. Goes right in line with.
All right.
Awesome. That's why you don't read the comments.
The funny thing is, Paul, that if you were to just reach out to Toby, he'll send you proof.
Yeah.
Jim has proof of Toby doing that. Anyway, so Dom, the first Freddy Krueger thing I had seen besides the TV show was your trailer series.
Really?
I just saw my first Freddy Krueger movie, like, what was that, a month ago?
Yeah, not even probably.
The New Nightmare is the first movie I've ever seen.
Get
Of that
what?
series.
I've never watched one. Just by
Yeah.
word.
You've never seen the first one?
No.
Oh, that's
I've never
I
seen
think that's probably
any
the best
of
one.
them.
I think I need to. I just haven't
Look
yet.
at
But
look at
like,
Dom. I'm
I
just
know.
we're just here
I
to
know.
disappoint you, Dom. That's really
No, look, because everybody gets to judge me when I'm like, hey, so I never saw Star Wars, and like everybody like has an aneurysm.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like,
See, that's where I'm like, what? That's mine. Where I'm like, what?
So yeah,
See, we all got our thing.
And then like you saw New Nightmare as the first one. That's like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I started with the first one.
And Shelly too. Shelly, my wife. We just like randomly, like, we have like the Alamo movie theaters here, which like they have food and stuff. So we have like a pass. So, you know, we're bored at home and we're just like, oh, there's a 10:30 New Nightmare. Fuck it, let's go. So I enjoyed it, but here's why I enjoyed it. So Shelly's favorite, like just one of her favorite movies is Scream. So really big into the Scream series. And through marriage, I have become really big into the Scream series. And the New Nightmare, basically, he decided to do that. And then after he did that, he was like, okay. And that's how he developed the Scream, the first one. So it's kind of like a prequel to Scream with Freddy Krueger. So it was very digestible for me to go in. I enjoyed it. I think, you know, very trope-esque. But I do want to watch the first one, and then we'll see where we go from there.
It's honestly, it's the perfect movie to jump into Freddy Krueger with if you haven't seen the first one yet, because you grow up in this space where like he's still huge pop culture. Where
for sure,
you know who he is.
Yeah, I know
exactly.
So if you go and see New Nightmare, it just makes sense for the story that Wes Craven tells specifically in that story.
Very much so. Very
the
much so.
outside of the movie.
Yeah, it was very easy to jump into. So we planned on going and see or watching the other one, and it just hadn't happened because something else happened.
That's probably my favorite one. So
New Nightmare's your favorite?
Yeah, just because like I love what Wes Craven brings to it, and he only directed the first one and then New Nightmare, and I could never put my finger on it when I was a kid. I just knew they like the first one and New Nightmare felt different for some reason, and when I grew up, it's like got it. That's why I've like watched like studied this 6-hour long documentary and learned about how the production fell apart, and Wes Craven didn't want to be a part of it. Again, this whole series is like my Star Wars. Like I know more about this series than most nerds know about this.
So it is a special relationship, Jim. You were right. It is a special.
I was right. Yeah. Okay. I always have a weird soft spot for Freddy's Dead, and I don't know, just because I remember watching it at like a birthday party when I was a kid.
It's the saddest birthday party ever.
we rented it and we watched Freddy's Dead, and we're like, oh, he's got the power glove or whatever.
That one was big to me, but mostly because of like the very end scene. That like connect. Yeah, and I was like, yo,
yeah. Which I also
we got
really
two
like
serial
Freddy
killers
vs.
together.
Jason.
We got two slashers together.
I like Freddy vs. Jason too, and I know that's a little campy, but
I have seen parts of that only because I worked at the movie theater, and I used to have to go kick people out for like talking on their cell phones. Because that was the obnoxious time of cell phones.
Nokias.
The Nokias with the lights all around. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
No.
That was that time. So people were talking on their phones in the movie theater with all these fucking lights on. Like, what kind of weird flex is that? And they snuck in a bucket of chicken. I'm just going to throw that out. But
that's awesome. They snuck a whole bucket in. Like that's
that's impressive.
Oh, man.
I know.
Working at a movie theater as an usher in the 90s.
Yeah, that
like buckets of chicken, just like 12 packs of beer. Like, how the fuck are you getting a 12-pack of beer in?
I don't know. You were the ticket dude.
No, I wasn't the ticket dude.
Oh,
really.
okay, all right.
Because I'd always
That
say
would
fucked
explain
up
it.
shit. Yeah, I'd say fucked up shit. Like, let me see your stub, and then they would missing an arm. That was actually Brandon Kettle who was on here. He literally did that at the movie theater. He said, "Let me see your stub," and
Oh, jeez.
like, person was an amputee. Yeah. He, like, how many times in a day do you say, "Let me see your ticket"?
Right.
But then he changed it to "Let me see your stub," just subconsciously. When I worked at the movie theater, large drinks, you got a free refill on large drinks.
Sure.
You bring it up. They ask you, like, you would say, "Hey, you can take your lid off." 9 times out of 10, I would say, "Take your lid off." One time I said, "Can you take your top off?"
Top off.
And this lady, large-chested woman, very, like, she was showing them off.
Yeah.
17-year-old me, blood red, like, so embarrassed. Never in my life would I ever mean to say that.
That's so hilarious, though.
Movie theater fun, yeah. Did you ever work at a movie theater, Dom?
No, man, I was envious of people who got to work in movie theaters. I wanted to work at one so bad, because I spent
Bucket list
time there.
Bucket list.
Yeah, man, I would
There's still time.
Yeah, just like next year, I'm just serving popcorn.
Yeah, there you go.
We got a listener, Joey. Joey can hook you up if you just want to drive down the street. He'll let you, like, one day a week. You can come in, you can serve some popcorn. He'll let you kind of run everything, and get the feel. Just one day.
Yeah, no,
just
that's
get the full experience.
Yeah,
We can hook you up. Actually, you know Joey.
Yeah.
But I want to get like yelled at for smoking pot longer, like in my friends outside, and like I want the whole experience, everything.
I got you. I got you.
I've seen the stuff that's happened in a movie theater through Joey, so that's
yeah. Joey always will text us videos of people assaulting him, so you can be that guy.
Look, I remember we used to you were talking about the bucket of chicken. I remember me and my ex-wife used to sneak orange chicken into the theater. We'd order up
Panda Express.
Panda Express.
Yeah, well, this was before Panda Express.
Oh.
Yeah. So like we order up orange chicken and noodles and shit. Be in the styrofoam thing. She'd have one, I'd have one.
This is awesome.
And we stuff them in this backpack and bring them into the theater. And I remember we religiously do this all the time. And there was this cool ass dude. I figured out his name was Kenji. He was a security guard there. And not a security guard, but he worked there. And one day he pulled me aside and he had come into the theater. He called me down and he's like, "Yo, could you do me a favor and just y'all hold the snacks off until the lights actually go down?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I got you."
That's so
and
awesome.
ever since then, we'd go to the theater and he'd see us in line and he "Hey, you two, come here," and he just let us get in for free, just randomly.
What?
And then,
that's cool.
10 years later, he became my storyboard artist.
Are you serious?
Really? Yeah,
that
man.
is
He's
dope.
extremely talented artist, extremely talented. So it's funny how everything just connects sometimes.
Dude, you never know. You never know. That's awesome.
He was my
I'm gonna go to the movie theater and sneak in some food now.
I know. I think I've snuck in energy drinks and when you crack it, you hear the. I always wait for a really loud trailer.
Yeah.
I remember going to see Batman Forever, which is the worst Batman of the Batman. It's the worst one.
Forever is?
Or not Forever, Batman and Robin, excuse me.
Okay.
Bat nipples.
Well, I think there are bat nipples in that one too. I think in both of them.
Okay, well, Forever they were more tolerable. They didn't have Batgirl, so you didn't have anything to complain about. But we went with Russ, who friend of the podcast.
He's actually listening on the Instagram.
Oh, nice. What's up, Russ? So Russ and I go to this movie. We sit in the very back. We get in because we know people or we were working there or something. But Russ decides to bring in a 40. So big 40-ounce bottle of St. Ides or Old English or something, Natty Light, I don't know. Motherfucker kicks it over about 15 minutes into the movie.
Wow,
this is not stadium seating. This is old school slope seating.
Floor.
So it goes all the way down, and it is 3/4 of the way full, and it rolls. And then
just
you
spilling.
hear it hitting and spilling, and then it goes, and it's like a half pipe at the end of the movie theater. So then it rolls back. So for a good 7 minutes, you hear this thing slowly going.
Sounds like the best part of the movie.
And that's the truth. That I remember the movie because of that. I can't really tell you too much more about the movie because it's not that great. Doesn't hold up. Doesn't hold up.
Oh, did you guys ever go to that Dollar Theater in Tampa, the one out on Dale Mabry, like all the way out towards the Air Force Base?
I never went there, but I love me some dollar theaters.
Oh, what was the name of that Dollar Theater? It had a Sunshine.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a place you would have got roasted in like the 1950s. Like that's where like you would roast.
Wait, didn't we go there?
Oh, that's cool.
I went there several times, but there was like, you know, those air freshener things that are like stuck to the wall. Every now and then they go, and they just.
But they had it in the theater.
They had it in the theater, and I remember going to a movie with He Who Shall Not Be Named. And I remember us watching the movie, and it's just like. And then this rain of like
in your popcorn.
That was
like coming down on us.
That was the extra
that's
sensory
a 4D theater.
Yeah,
it's a
you
4D
definitely
theater experience.
all that for $1, Jim. You're
You lucked out.
Yeah,
You didn't really tell me it was a homemade theater. We went to where did we go? I don't know if you ever went. Like some of like the student films would show at where was that weird?
Oh, you're talking about it was like tables everywhere.
Yes.
And
when you said like in the 70s or 50s, like I'm thinking like it's like a 70s cocktail lounge. Was it called the Tampa Theater? Or am I just making that up?
No,
not the Tampa Theater. It was called.
They had all those tables just out in the space.
Could you smoke in there? I felt like maybe you couldn't, but you should have been able to.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it had the feeling of like a bowling alley. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. And that was also on Dale Mabry, but the other
those are good theaters.
Okay. Yeah, I bet that place is gone. I don't know how that could stay.
Yeah,
Tampa's changed way so much. I've been gone 12 years, so every time I go back, I'm like,
yeah, that place
what
had
was
like
this?
six fundraisers to like try to save.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up next on the docket, Dom? What do you got? You got anything you can share that's on the to-do list? Anything coming out? On cruise?
No, what am I doing right now? Trying to figure out my life, to be honest. Just I wrote a short anthology series that I'm working on right now, and that's just kind of on the side of things. You know what it is? I decided that I don't want to have to depend on my art. Like, I don't want to have to depend on it to make a living anymore.
You're looking for passive income. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I've been dipping in a few different things, just like dipping in a few avenues, trying to figure out how to make my money, make me money. Because I truly do realize how much I love filmmaking, how much I love being an artist, and how much I realize the need to survive can really taint that experience in a lot of ways. Yeah. And like, I don't want it to feel like that anymore. So I'm at an impasse where I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate it appropriately, because I don't ever want to quit this. And when I see people like leave the industry, I'm like, man, I hope you don't leave being an artist. I hope
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Sorry to get all deep on y'all.
No, that's good.
No,
I mean, I think
I'm right there with you, dude. I'm right there with you.
The artists, like, right? Commercial.
Sometimes you find yourself doing something that you enjoy at one time, but it's so you end up making yourself like little games to pretend that you like what you're doing. I think, if that makes sense. Like, you make little creative projects within your job or whatever else to get through, instead of actually doing what you should be doing. And then it eats you up inside. I tell you, man, but one day at a time. There's probably a good song that could be playing that's very inspirational, but I don't know what it is.
No, look, it's funny. Now I could be 25 and I could have a group of friends who are all musicians, and another group of people would chew them out like, hey, you're too old to be trying to be an artist. You're too old to trying to be a musician. But now I'll have anybody of mine who's like, yeah, man, I'm just working on this song right now. Like, what you plan on doing with it? I don't know, man, but like, I'm really liking how it's coming out. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Like, that's what's up. Like, I just love that you can pour into this art, period. Like, doesn't need to have any end to it, but the fact that you're comfortable enough to just like throw yourself at this, not have to worry about the extra stuff. And I realized I got sucked into that, where my mind became about survival. It isn't about the art anymore. It's just like, how do I get to the next buck to pay for the thing that I was taught to do?
Right.
And like, I don't like that feeling anymore.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah.
Man, Dom, this has been awesome.
This has been really good.
Yeah, I appreciate
Usually people that Rob and Jim know I don't like. But you seem all right.
I'm happy to break the pattern.
Yeah, thank God. It was exhausting. You have no idea. Just one friend of theirs after another that I just have to get through. Russ. Is Russ still listening?
Yeah, he is.
Yes. Got him again.
Well, Dom, let's go wakeboarding.
Hell yeah.
Let's do something stupid.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I'm down because my wife's back is bad, so she can't do it with me, so she feels guilty. So like, hey, if you stepping in position, it's official. We doing it.
Let's do it, man. I mean, I may not be any good at it, but whatever.
Definitely not gonna.
I ain't never done it a day in my life, so
I'd try it out.
Yeah, Jim's in.
I'm in.
Yeah, I might face plant, and I'm like, yo, I'm done. Like, I'll just watch y'all from the side.
It's all right. We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll have fun. All right. Well, so good to have you on.
Wait, he's got a secret word.
Secret word.
Yeah. So part of being a guest and being a friend to been trying to meet you is that we have a secret word, and this secret word, thanks, Jim. This secret word is something that our listeners get to listen for. It's like, ooh, it's like the prize in the cereal. It's not. I'm trying to really sell this, but we
really
have.
To prove you actually listened to the episode.
Yeah.
That's how
But we're allowing our guests to pick the secret word. So it can be anything you want, something memorable, something from the episode, or just something bullshit that you just wanted to say to get people to say. So secret words on you, buddy.
Chi-Chi's.
Yes.
Chi-Chi's. Yes. Oh man. And I look forward. I bet they're gonna put one in Orlando. So as soon as it goes in, we'll go. I'll take you. We'll hit up Chi-Chi's. We'll steal the salsa. Like, I'm gonna find that commercial and we're gonna relive it.
I got 2 in the closet.
Really? You own trench coats for like props or like functional?
Honestly, I did an Inspector Gadget 24-hour challenge.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, I just
my God.
own it.
All right.
Okay, good. I don't because I don't know who's wearing trench coats these days. Perverts and
kids trying to sneak in the movie theaters.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's how
you sneak in
chicken.
Buckets of chicken.
I know. Or cats. My wife's always trying to bring the cat to the movies. She's like, oh, he'll just sit there. We have a Persian, which is like,
Ooh.
you know, they got the smushed face and the big hairy cats.
Like
a Shaw.
Yeah.
The problem is that he has like sinus issues, so it sounds like it's just like this when he breathes. Like, you can hear him across the room. So
Like sleeping.
people are like, turn down your pacemaker or something. I don't know, your hearing aid. Jeez. So, but trench coat, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll get that. All right. Well, we've got we're here. We're done for this week. Jim's gonna be on sabbatical again next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on a cruise ship with Sexy Mario, since I can't say his real name.
It's somehow going to be way not as cool as that even sounds, Dom.
They have a virtual window. Let me just tell you.
I think we do.
I'm like, I got so many pictures with sexy Mario.
Sometimes it's good to have memories of the past, and sometimes it's good to just rid them. The demons.
He's holding on to them. Mostly for blackmailing purposes later.
Well, it makes sense.
Who knows? I might have to save him out in the Caribbean somewhere if he falls off the boat. I don't know if he can swim.
Just let it go.
Just let it happen.
Don't swim like this.
Yeah. Definitely, that's how he'll swim.
Are you going to put your phone down to save him?
I might. Well, we'll see.
You could go viral.
Photograph it.
Exactly. Toby knows. But Dom, thanks so much. I look forward to reconnecting very soon in the state that you reside.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
yeah,
Dom.
totally.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm hitting the wrong button. What is going on? It's like, oh man. Yeah, thanks. All right. Bye, everybody.